Oop. Nope, got a So I just worked at this yesterday with the skid loader, loading the debris in the bucket, taking the chop saw and cutting the rebar, and I just hauled it all up there beside the garage. I'm gonna start jackhammering these pads out now and start working my way between these pillars into there. So I'll just move this furniture over and just keep consolidating it. I'll have to put some in the house and find a place for the rest of it. But I just want to get through these pillars today. I want to get this corner cleaned out and just start working in there. This is going to be the hard part. It's really going to slow me down. Definitely don't want to chip any of these brick and create more work for myself. I was waiting to do it this time of year. The ground's pretty frozen. You can see how I'm not even really hurting the grass. The septic tanks are right here and it's thawed out right here. So I'm just trying to stay high, but you can see how the ground's moving a little bit. So if I stay high, not even hurting the grass. So a couple more trips up through here. Pick up some of these. And this is where we took those trees out the other day. So I'm just losing the debris in there. And then with Tommy's dirt on top of it, this will give us a nice area right in here for parking, as well as we're going to clear this out and make something like a volleyball court or something. This is my oldest machine in the fleet, the 226 B2. Really good machine. It is probably 15 years old, and this is the one I like to use with my hammer. So that combination always works real good. I can get in nice tight places like between those pillars. So I'll go ahead and get this started and warmed up and hooked up to this, and we'll take it on down. So this being an older machine, you have to turn the key on and actually push the glow plug button. And I hold it on for about 10 seconds. And then you go ahead and start it. It's pretty cold out. Oop. Nope, gotta hook up the battery charger. It's really uncommon for this machine not to start, but it's about 10 degrees out, maybe 12 degrees out, and this machine's been sitting here a couple of months. So I'll just let this charger on here a couple minutes. Okay, that's going good. While we're waiting for that, this is a hydraulic hammer paste. You have to keep these greased real good, or this bit will wear out really fast. So a couple pumps of grease in here is really all you need to do for the maintenance. Another little tip, sometimes these are hard to hook up. And we don't have them hooked up. If you plug these ends together when you're not using it, it keeps the pressure balanced and it's easier to hook them up. So I always try and hook these together when I'm done using them. So we'll see how easy this hooks up. You can use a lot of grease on these. It's not wasting it. I can even hear it like sticky in there, so that's sounding pretty good. I do try and keep this greased up every time I use it. Okay. I think that's the only fitting on it. There's nothing moving up there. Okay. Battery charger's just been on a couple of minutes. Glow plugs again. Let this warm up real good, let the battery charge up some. Should be good to go. Fuel's good. This is why it's important to keep that nice and clean in there. For the disconnection of that bucket. It's all frozen up. There we go, now we're getting some movement. I'm gonna have to clean that little dirt ball out of that. Winter time. Alright. So that pin needs to be able to move up and down, and there's all kind of dirt frozen in there. This should take about 30 seconds to change this bucket in the summertime. Winter time, hour. Hopefully not, but that's how it goes. So I'll get a pin or something and break that up. You can tell right away, you get through that dirt, you hear that metal on metal sound. I'm seeing some pretty good movement there. That one's pretty good. This is the machine I was telling earlier on a different machine. I added a fitting to these pins right here, and they're easier to grease. But I see they're pretty dry, so I'll make sure I go ahead and do that. So let's see how it works. We can get that to release. Give it a little shake. Still frozen. Let's try some WD all around that pin. You can see how free that is in there. There's no more debris, so maybe it's just something's hanging it up. Nothing works in the winter time, huh? Okay, let's try some grease. It's taking it. You can see it coming right out of the top. I don't see any in the bottom. Let me get the other side. Oh, the one that released isn't taking it. Okay, let's see what happens. There we go. Oh, okay, there it's off. Jeez, that only took 1 hour. That's why you never stand under that. Alright, I'm gonna grease that up real good while I have it off. See how they drop down and locked in place. So turn it to the on position, engage it, and work the auxiliary to relieve the pressure. And with any luck, they plug right in. Make sure they're nice and clean. There we go. Should have rubber caps on these. And that's how easy it's supposed to hook up. Okay, let's go to work. Okay, that's all busted up. I'll see if I can't just get a tooth and push that away. I'm having a hard time getting the angle for in there. You know, I can scoop these up now with a skid loader and haul this debris away. Then I'll just keep chipping away at it, nosing in there. You can see a little void around that pillar, but not much. And that's 20 years. Everything seems pretty solid, so I'm pretty sure my problem is in my downspout connection. So once I get that taken care of, I'll feel much better about this back here. So let's go get the other machine going. Okay, give you a little update. This is all busted up real nice. I'll just come in with the skid loader, scoop it up, and as you saw, bend the rebar up, cut them, and repeat. That is a conduit that I put in and I never used it. So I'm just gonna rip that out, and I probably won't put it back in. I really don't need any more access to that side. So we're gonna make a little area over there behind the grill and store all this furniture over there out of the way. And we'll just cover it up with some plastic and leave it there for the rest of the winter. Excuse me. And start demoing that last area. And then this area right here. Matt showed up, and I think I got one other guy coming. They had a small pour this morning to do, so this should go fairly quick. I just need a hand moving all this heavier furniture. And the last thing we have to move is this rack that I made. We always have to set up a table here for like desserts and drinks when we have parties. So I built this rack. I thought you might like to see it. 1-inch rebar, combination of 1/2-inch rebar. And then I made these concrete shelves for it. And it can sit outside. I just hose it off. I pressure wash it off. Real easy to maintain. But it's just a little hard to move. So we're going to attempt that right now. These shelves are just sitting here. And they're only 1 inch thick. So they're pretty light. These ones, I'm guessing about 1 3/4 inch thick. Maybe 2 inches thick. But not big. So we'll go ahead and get that one off, and just move it with those two in there. Because they kind of wiggled in there. A little hard to get off. Just wanted to show you that real quick before we get it out of here. Okay, we got all that stuff out of the way. Matt's getting some cardboard. We're going to tape on that. If we jackhammer right beside that glass, the concrete shoots up and just puts little tiny dimples in that glass. Might even crack it, but we don't want anything to happen to that. So I'm going to start on this side. Hammer this one up. Nice big crack down the middle. This should come out pretty easy. I had mentioned earlier about not putting this conduit back in, but what I am going to do, here's my hose bib, and I can never get a garden hose hooked up to it. So I run my garden hose behind the furniture, and I have it hanging there. What I am going to do is run a 2-inch conduit underneath the concrete and sweep it up right there. So I can either put a PEX or probably just fish the garden hose underneath there and have it come up. And much cleaner looking. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, there it is. All the concrete's out. Last little bit is loaded in the bucket, ready to head it up to the garage. Demo went real good over here. Just took our time. We put styrofoam up against the glass. Didn't hurt anything there. Just a little bit of, that's concrete from our original pour. No way. I don't know what that is. So now I have to figure out what we're going to do. I ran the downspouts through these concrete columns and then encase them in stone. So I'm going to dig right at the base and find that pipe and cut off the old and connect onto it and run them out here, both of them, and I'll join them together, and I'll pick up these other downspouts coming from up here as well as this corner right around the bend there. So I'm going to put new piping in here. That tree has to go, and then we'll fish new drainage pipe through here. I'll open this wall up, bring it through here, connect with these out here, and I'm going to take it all the way to daylight over there, and along the way I'm going to put a pit in to help it drain. So I only want to do it once, and I want to do it the best way that I possibly can. And then we're going to do something kind of cool in here as far as the concrete goes. I'm putting together a drawing, so I don't want to talk about that right now because I'm sort of undecided what I want to do. But we're going to do something kind of neat. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's a work in progress. This is how old this machine is. You have to turn the key on, hit the glow plugs manually. Always starts. This is my favorite machine in the fleet. So there is my old patio. We're getting ready to start trucking dirt in. We're going to just cover this all over and blend it right down to somewhere right in this area here. Just give that a nice transition through there. So there it is, my old patio.